Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. We're going to be reacting and responding to a video that went semi-viral over the course of the last 2 weeks on a partially visually impaired blind man being arrested by the police. And we're going to watch this clip by clip and dissect it. But I thought I would change it up a little bit and have some additional commentary outside of my white ass. So that's what we're gonna do today. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys really like this video, maybe we'll do more of this in the future. But until next time, let's begin.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aid.
You can literally see from the angle of the camera in the back too, that's so obviously a navigation walking stick. Like, it's so clear as day. Like, and for those who genuinely don't know what it looks like, you guys remember those weird stick things that you pop in for tents? They look very similar. They act very similar. Like, you can, it's so obviously clear that it's a walking device. Go on.
What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looks like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't
have you ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Something that I want you to notice here is when he pulls this out, right? He pulls out his white walking stick. There is no reaction on her in any capacity behavior wise, because normally when a cop is suspicion of somebody holding a firearm and they're pulling a weapon out, if she actually thought this was a weapon, she would jerk back. There would be some sort of response other than he flicks it out randomly like this, puts it in her face, and there's no reaction on her, which means that she already knew when she was stopping him that this was not a firearm.
Also, here comes oh God, how would I call this? Here comes Jade's input. All right, Here comes Jade's input. Okay, here's the reality of things. In case if you guys don't know, you do not have to talk to the police. If they do not have a warrant, you don't have to answer any of their questions. I don't care if they're asking you where your mama lives, where your grandbaby is. I don't give a f they ask it. It doesn't matter. They're not. You do not have to talk to cops if they do not have a warrant. They can ask you all the questions in the world. They can even show up to your house and try to ask you questions all day long. But unless they have a warrant, you do not need to respond to anything a cop says, period. And that is the law. So, and then also, like, the fact that he's actually cooperating with her and he's like, here, this is my walking device, right? And then she has to answer it with, oh, I don't need you being a dick. Ma'am, he's cooperating. He's cooperating. But okay, go on.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
Special thanks to the sponsor of the channel today, Raycon. These are Raycon's everyday E25 earbuds. Raycon offers wireless earbuds, headphones, and speakers with premium sound. A almost custom, comfortable fit in up to 54 hours of battery life. Raycon also offers a variety of different colors, comfy gel tips. I use these earbuds personally all of the time to listen to audiobooks. I love the bass. I love the comfortability. The best thing about Raycon earbuds is that they're a fraction of the price of your normal premium earbuds that you would buy on the market today. Go to buyraycon.com/Repzion. Use code EARLYBF. You're going to get 20% off site-wide or get 30% off with their holiday bundle. But most of all, I love the price. So please support the channel, click the link, check out their discounts, and try Raycon out today, maybe for that special someone.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir, I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
That was
Do
right
you
there.
have a crime?
Would you
Detained. You don't even know his name. You can't say he's detained if you don't even know his name. You don't have a warrant for him. There's no charges brought against him. You don't even know the man's name, and you're just gonna be like, you're detained for being disabled. I'm going to say something real controversial here, but this is what happens when you defund the police and you don't redirect funds into things like training, right? Like, how many mentally ill people are sitting incarcerated right now due to the lack of police training and education in these type of things and the resort to violence? Like, this is a great example here. Here you have an elderly man He's clearly disabled. If I had to guess, he's probably a veteran, right? Looks pretty much the part, right? Like he's doing nothing absolutely wrong, and she wants to resort directly to detaining him. Ma'am, what's his name? What's his name, ma'am?
And she's right, though. Police, for those of you who don't know, I wanted to become a cop. When I really first started YouTube and when I was still a Christian, I had an interest in law enforcement. And going through some of the law enforcement training that I did, they don't teach you about mental health. Like, it's very surface level stuff. They don't teach you about anything in regards to community policing and how to actually benefit and help the community.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in here?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
You don't.
Sir, what's she stop you for? For a walking stick.
So,
And it could look like a weapon. She asked you to... Really?
This is her manager or supervisor, by the way. This is the senior officer who's supposed to be more experienced, more everything than a rookie officer, but...
Okay? Now she's asking me for ID. Okay. I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime, am committing a crime, or about to do a crime. Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID.
First of all, where is this taking place?
I actually don't know.
Can we look this up real quick? I need to know where this is taking place. Because even if it was a weapon, if this is a place like Texas or something, okay, it's open carry.
Florida cop. I already showed that it wasn't a firearm. So
Look up. Is Florida open carry state?
no, actually it isn't.
Oh, it's not. Wait, what? Since when? Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Person may openly carry for purposes of lawful self-defense, a self-defense chemical spray, a non-lethal stun gun. This is a oh my god, it's not a gun. So technically, even if it was a weapon, it would fall under non-lethal weapon. So it's still, it doesn't.
I mean, they kind of look like nunchucks to me, but...
Well, now she has verified that I am not armed, so there is no problem. You got your ID or not? I do have my ID, but you don't need it. Okay? Okay. All right, you deserve it.
777. 77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir? I don't have a wallet on me.
Okay, where's your ID?
Where's your ID at? Pocket. Which pocket? You are not allowed to search me.
It's in this pocket.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick, 65427.
Yeah, 4427.
Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 61 2540.
Yeah, 26, 23,
Sir, are you legally blind? Yes, I am. Okay. I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty.
Oh my god! So here is Grandpa doing his duty, or what do you call it? Due diligence duty. Minority problems. Here you have a man participating in his duties as a good American citizen, walking blind to jury duty. Like, that's how much he cares about his country, that he will walk blind to jury duty. And they're arresting him. What?
Which was canceled. Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time? Not all the time.
That comment right there just shows how they have no understanding of, disabled people or people who are mentally ill. Why aren't you using your walking stick? Questioning the fact that he's partially visually impaired. He's not fully blind, but he's visually impaired, which still falls under the category. And he's like, well, why aren't you using your walking stick everywhere you go?
Here's the other point. They don't know if he has a visual illness of some sort, where his eyesight is progressively where he's going to be fully blind by whatever insert time state or whatever here, right? They don't know that. They don't know. So, and it's so bold to assume, like, why weren't you using your stick? I don't know. Maybe the man got like 5 to 10% vision left, and he could see shapes and shit, and he was trying to get from A to B. Like, and it's none of your business. None of your business. That's like asking someone who's in a wheelchair when they're sitting on the couch, well, why aren't you in your wheelchair? Why aren't you using your wheelchair? The fuck is wrong with you? Like, and as if it's not already hard enough for disabled people, right? Especially when devices have to be used in order for them to live a fulfilled life or be able to get from A to B, right? As if it's not already hard enough, and society enough does not give a fuck, and already does not cater much to those who are disabled, but then to belittle a man regarding his device, that's gold right there.
ID card alone.
26. Green. All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge number.
You know what? Put him in jail for resisting.
Okay.
Yes! You're damn right. You asked for that badge number. You asked for their cards, and then you take that shit, you go get a lawyer, and you sue the out of the city, because this is clearly discrimination. This is discrimination. This is not. You can't. I don't even think it's legal.
And it's all recorded. It's all recorded. Thank you, body cams. This is the future.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I love about this sort of shit. In video, literally incriminating themselves by doing things that is.
I think cops have gotten so comfortable with getting away with shit and not having to deal with any repercussions at all, that they're like, oh, this body cam footage, they'll get rid of it if I do something wrong. The cops always have my back, and I think it's good that we have body cam footage for this exact reason right here.
Police, like, obviously every department's different in different states, but there's actually a lot of cops that are corrupted, but at the other side of it, there's also good cops that have actually been reprimanded for trying to report other cops for doing things and doing illegal searches, crimes, discrimination. Cops almost like snitching on one another, that if one cop snitches on another cop, they can get reprimanded from higher up for actually trying to do justice for what police are taught to do, which is serve the public. Is this serving the public, what we're watching right here?
I remember back in the day, I remember a time, I mean, I wasn't alive, but I remember there used to be a time with cops, like, they would see a visually disabled person, help them walk across the street and shit like that. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? You know? Lord. And let's be honest, I'm going to say it, okay? Because I'm going to go ahead and say it, because who cares? I'll give this man, if he was black, let's be honest. Do you think they would have given him as many chances as they gave this man? No. If this man was black, they probably would have put a bullet in him first and then asked to see his stick afterwards.
All right, let's go.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Another fun fact: if you ask a police officer for their badge number or straight up their card, because the police officer does get business cards made for each deputy. If you ask them for their badge number and for their card, their identification number, anything that identifies them within their police force, they by law have to give it to you. They cannot not give it to you. They have to give it to you, whether you're on good grounds with that motherfucker or not.
And what if they deny that, though? What if they don't give it to you? What can you do at that point if an officer will not give you the ID and badge number that you're requesting that legally they're provided to?
You go through a lawyer. You hire a lawyer and you have your lawyer request the footage. Request the footage, the badge number, everything. You go through an attorney and have your attorney request all of that. Because it's easy to ignore average Joe citizen. Not easy to ignore a lawyer, especially a good lawyer.
Have a seat.
You want to pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
You want to pull this out of my back pocket?
Sure. Here, I'll grab your jacket for you, too.
According to the arrest report. Goad stopped James Hodges, Lake City, of town west of Jacksonville, in the early morning of the 31st of October after she saw him enter a crosswalk as a traffic control device indicated not to do so. The implement was later defined as a navigational aid, but not before Hodge was arrested and charged with resisting an officer. Where was he resisting? Like, realistically,
He literally
there's
was
no
cooperating.
resisting. Like, how do you honestly charge somebody or attempt to charge somebody for resisting an officer? Resisting an officer. How is doing what they're telling you to do resisting an officer? And if you question that they can't legally search you without a warrant or whatever, you know, and that they classify that as resisting if you don't do exactly what they say, despite them violating your rights. In a video statement released on Tuesday by the Columbia County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mark Hunter said the two officers have been found to have made policy violations.
Gee, you think? Like, legit, so if we're gonna start going after partially visually impaired people, where do we draw the line now? Right? Are we going to start going after people in wheelchairs? Are we going to start going after people with invisible disabilities too? Like,
Hunter said he did not believe the officers were guided by ill intent, but were rather frustrated by the failure to rely on their training. That said, he said that their conduct was unacceptable. As sheriff, I take full responsibility for this event and want to extend my sincere apologies to Mr. Hodges for the action of my deputies.
Okay, that's all nice and great that you want to like apologize publicly to the man. But how
Make your officers do that.
Make your officers do it, for one. And for two, I don't know, maybe as a sheriff, right? Maybe take some of that funding money and actually put it into proper training when it comes to disabled people, when it comes to mentally ill people, et cetera, et cetera. This reminds me of the news story. Do you remember a couple of years ago, there was that news story of that autistic kid that a cop was drawing a gun at because he didn't understand that the kid had autism, and one of the social workers had to come and try to talk to the cop down. Do you remember that? This reminds me of this incident all over again. Did we not learn anything from that incident back then? Look, this is what happens when you defund the police. I'm not a big fan of how the police department has been handling a lot of shit. That's something I'm very, very vocal about. But at the same time, taking away their funding instead of redirecting where the funds actually go into, this is what happens. You have assholes like these people on the street making disabled people's lives a living hell for no reason. And who's to say that this wasn't traumatizing to the man, right? Is he now going to have to fear leaving the house every time that he's going to be stopped by a cop and potentially put under arrest because of the lack of the police department's training to begin with? Nah.
Not just that, but he also was in jail for 26 hours before being released. That was his time being held. So for a full day. Isn't this a winnable lawsuit? Like, realistically?
I mean, he was detained. Yeah, he was falsely detained. Is this going to be on his record now? Did they expunge this from his record is what I want to know. Apology is all great and all, but is this also expunged from his record? Are we going to compensate him for the 26 hours of time that he spent in jail when the man was on his way to jury duty? Jury duty.
So I've been looking and I haven't. So the supervisor and the deputy have been both punished, but it's not explained what punishment other than being what's it called when you get suspended with no pay,
which is in police world is literally a slap on the wrist. It doesn't mean shit in police world. It's literally a slap on the wrist. It's like giving a pedophile probation. You know, it's the same difference. The moral of this story, children, is don't talk to police unless they have a warrant. Do not give them any sort of identification. Do not open your door or home and allow police officers to come in unless they have a little nice piece of paper that is called the warrant. You by law do not have to talk to cops. Even if they show up to your house, you don't have to answer any of their questions. You don't have to do shit unless you are actively being charged with something or you have a warrant out for your arrest. So, or a warrant to talk to you, right? There's different forms of warrant. Unless they have a warrant, the moral of the story is don't talk to nobody.
There we have it. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you like this type of video style, let me know and maybe we'll do it more and react to more police stuff or videos like this in the future.
Be sure to follow me on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/RobIJane.